If you've seen my video on breakup pranks, then you know I have some ugly feelings towards them.
Breakup pranks are literally the worst.
Breakup prank videos are just disrespectful and cringy videos that make me want to take my eyes out, put them in a treasure chest, bury them on a remote island, eventually leading History Channel to make a show about it that goes on for 10 plus seasons. Which is why when I heard there was a show about people cheating in relationships, I was ecstatic. These aren't just pranks, but these are cold, hard cases of cheating, and that just makes my day. Metaphorically, of course. The show I'm referring to is creatively called Cheaters.
I can make it up. I'll make it up. The president did it. He made it up to Hillary.
From Cheaters surveillance cameras, you are about to view actual true stories filmed live, documenting the pain of a spouse or lover caused by infidelity.
Let's hold on there for a second. This guy really tried to convince his girlfriend that the whole situation was okay, and he compared himself to the president.
The president did it. He made it up to Hillary.
That's genius. His persuasion skill tree is definitely maxed out. Also, I want to talk about the graphic they have up there. We're about to watch stories documenting the pain of a spouse or lover caused by infidelity. That seems like such an aggressive way to phrase that. Was there really not a better way to phrase it? What you're about to watch is us documenting the complete moral failure and total destruction of a few individuals for money and fun. I know there's nothing that I love more than to open a nice bag of popcorn, sit back on the couch, and watch people's lives totally fall apart. It's like when the Emperor of Rome used to watch gladiator fights, except arguably more exciting. And the exciting part I'm referring to is the Hyper 2000s intro to this show.
Just like you're just trying to keep a big secret from me.
I just can't go on anymore. I need to know the truth.
I don't like being the one that has to show you this.
The vibe this is giving me is if Law & Order created a collab album with Kenny G. It's smooth, yet has an undertone of crime. And somehow at the same time, it sounds more 2000s than anything I've ever heard in my life. It also has this whole futuristic investigation vibe going on. Like, what is this? This is what I imagine RoboCop sees when he's chasing down crime. The Cheaters intro. But somehow, someway, it gets even more 2000s.
Greetings, I'm Joey Greco. Thank you for watching this installment of Cheaters. Please meet Juanisha Richard, mother of two and loving wife, suffering the recent disinterest of her husband Ray. Desiring the truth, Juanisha approaches Cheaters to find an explanation.
There's a few giveaways here that this is from a more ancient time. Ancient is in like 2003, which I am older than. First off, he said greetings. Nobody says that except for old people. He also said we're watching this installment of Cheaters.
Installment.
That's an ancient word. Could it get any more obvious that we're watching an ancient show? And why did he just walk into the shot like that instead of him being there when the shot faded in? It's giving that whole, oh, I didn't see you there type vibe. Did they just start without even giving him a chance to get in place? Like, did he just get out of the bathroom and they were like, we're gonna start this now, and he just had to be there, be square? This whole thing is happening in front of a very obvious green screen, which out of all the backgrounds they could have used, why did they choose this one? This makes it look like they're spying on everyone with those computers, or they're just spying on one person, which if it's just one person, I don't know how they got the budget approved for that. There's like 100 monitors. There's no way they used them all for spying. Somebody is definitely playing 2K on those monitors. They then interview Juanisha Richards, the lady that believes her husband is cheating on her, and her occupation is homemaker. So she builds houses. Just kidding. They interviewed Juanisha, and this interview is just so wild for it being a nationally syndicated television show.
Problems really started when I was pregnant with him. He's now 2 years old. He would come in late, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then on top of that...
Who let this kid be a part of the interview? I mean, I get it. It's to give you a perspective on who Juanisha is, but the kid. They're not even trying to act like this is a real TV show. This kid bangs his hand against the table and he's probably thinking, huzzah! And then even then, I'm not fully convinced that the person interviewing Juanisha is even listening. He bangs the table back. She's telling this guy her whole story and he's too busy playing with the baby to even listen. Then somehow the baby gets a hold of a pin and just starts munching away at it. And they're just letting him. Like I said, this is a nationally syndicated TV show and they're just letting this baby go rogue. Eventually they get rid of the baby, presumably because they're sick of his game. They're here for business, not fun. Good on them for putting the baby in his place. I was so distracted with him that I forgot to even listen to what Juanisha was saying, but I'll sum it up for you. She thinks her husband is cheating because he's acting funny. There it is, I summed it up. That's pretty much what it was. And this rogue child here is his, so I can't even imagine how crazy the dad acts. Let me give you a hint though. He looks like this. That's a rogue agent if I've ever seen one.
When it gets past 10 o'clock and he's not there, that's when it really hits me. I'm sorry.
If you suspect infidelity in your relationship, Cheater's licensed investigators may be able to provide you assistance. Exercise your right to be informed.
This is so crazy to me. Juanisha is literally crying, and then they just plug their own show, and they're like, if you're suffering, let us know. I feel like the show has a fairly low level of self-awareness just to plug themselves like that. I feel like they maybe should have done it at a high point of the show, if there is one. But now we get to Ray Richard, Juanisha's husband, soon to be ex-husband, maybe.
Ray Richard, age 40. A courier driver whose suspicious stops signal marked time with a mistress.
So here's Ray Richard, fairly normal guy. He's suspected of stepping out on his pregnant wife, whatever. What's very interesting to me here is that Ray's 40 years old and Juanisha is 24. That's all I'm going to say about that. But once again, they have this whole futuristic FBI vibe going on while talking about Ray. And then they go to investigate him in possibly the most 2000s way possible.
Investigation Day 1. Cheater's detectives tailing Ray Richard on his delivery round are surprised by his unexpected first stop, the home of an unknown female.
What was that? What in the Inspector gadget was that? They are recording him on this dollar store camcorder, but somehow they have the ability to zoom in and enhance it. They really aren't messing around. They're making it feel like the fate of the world is on the line here. If Ray Richard isn't caught, we're all doomed. Also, could Ray be any more obvious that he's cheating on his wife? He could have at least waited until they were in the car to put his arm around her, but no. He did it out in the open where everybody could see. Not very sneaky. He did it in broad daylight because he's not very bright. Get it? They actually go a step further and follow Ray around the town and watch him and record him doing things.
Cheater's detectives are hot on their trail, watching their every move when they make another unexpected stop at a nearby park. The conduct taking place inside the front seat of Juanisha's car is as clear to Cheater's cameras as Ray Richard's odd behavior is to his wife.
Is it clear? Is it really? Because the camera is shaking like crazy. It's a bit hard to tell what's going on, but also where's the camera guy? Because you can tell from one of the previous shots that their car is at a park and there's a field in front of them and some trees. So is the camera guy just hiding in the field or in the trees? And if he is, how do they not see him? A little bit later, Juanisha calls Ray, presumably aware of what's going on, and Ray gives the best performance anyone has ever given.
Hey, baby. What's up?
Ray?
Yeah, it's me, honey.
Just sitting here watching TV with the kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, baby, I'm just not leaving out of Saginaw, and I just want you to go and heat up that old oven for me.
Literally a masterclass on how to act when you're cheating on your wife, which in no way do I condone. By the way, I do not condone that in any way. Don't be like Ray. I feel like I should say that, maybe. Especially because Ray left behind a big piece of evidence at the park.
Cheater's detectives document the hard evidence discarded at the scene of the indiscretion. Case closed.
It's concrete. So now we've got the whole story laid out before us. Juanisha thinks Ray is cheating. Cheater's detective agency follows Ray. Ray is obviously cheating. So what does that mean? It means now it's time to show Juanisha the recordings. And the person presenting it looks like he could be Jimmy Kimmel's cousin.
I want to show you what we gathered, and I have to be honest with you. We found out that there is someone else. We caught him coming over to this house here, and there's a woman that lives there that he picks up. If you'll see, he shows her a lot of attention. He always has arms around her.
So they're showing Juanisha the evidence, and she is visibly upset, and she starts crying.
I know you're a bit shocked. My detective is with them right now. Well, he's following them.
Did you hear that?
Well, he's following them.
The photographer took a photo while she was crying. They didn't even try to hide it. Imagine you just heard the worst news of your life, and then Greg the photographer is just snapping pictures of you. I just heard the worst news of my life. I mean, the job of a photographer is to photograph things, but it just doesn't seem like the most appropriate time to do that. That's just me, though. I don't know. But they end up giving Juanisha the option to confront Ray, which she accepts.
Everybody get ready. Come on. Come on. Excuse me, Ray.
Hey, what's up? Who's that calling me?
I'm calling you.
Why you calling me?
I have your wife here.
Oh, okay.
So the Cheater's detective agency not only rolls out looking like a private militia, but then Tommy opens the conversation by just saying, we have your wife. Now think about this. They're all wearing black. They just got out of Vans, and Juanisha is looking kind of angry. It almost seems like they're holding her hostage, and all Tommy says is, we have your wife. And then Ray just goes, oh, okay.
I have your wife here.
Okay, no big deal. Have fun, I get it. Have a blast. See ya.
I have your wife here. We have surveillance footage of you with another woman that's actually in your car right now.
Nah, that's my coworker.
That's your coworker?
Yes, sir.
Really? Well, I had to show your wife surveillance footage. We've been on you for the last 2 weeks.
So Tommy comes out, he's not playing games, he has Ray's wife, he has the receipts, he has the footage, he has everything. And what does Ray have to say to all of this?
I want to see the one
Who is
where...
this, Ray?
Oh, that's my twin. I let him borrow my car.
Oh, your twin.
You don't have a twin, Ray.
He pulls out the old "that's my twin" card. What a smooth move. How clever of him. He's a master of the deceptive arts. That is up until Juanisha says,
You don't have a twin, Ray.
but the whole situation is just so funny to me. Well, the situation isn't, but the situation happened is funny to me. It happens in front of a gas station. It's very interesting to me that this was the choice of the place of confrontation. Like, I'm not the expert, but it just doesn't seem wise to confront somebody about something like this in front of a very explosive place. That's just me though, I don't know. I'm not the expert. But long story short, Ray's confronted, he acts a little bit silly, and then Juanisha leaves him. That's a quick explanation of the whole situation. But now that we've got that out of the way, it left me wondering, is this real? The acting sometimes seems very real, but then when Ray said the whole twin thing, I was kind of maybe not convinced that this was real, and I thought it might be staged. So I ended up looking into it. In 2002, the Houston Press tracked down several people who said they were paid $400 per show by one of the detectives of the agency to act on the show, and were paid $50 per referral of other actors. Naturally, the great Joey Greco denied this, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was real. I mean, everything just seems so... The show was staged. Yeah, but it was all staged. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us on our quest to take over a small nation. I'll see you guys next time.